Hi, thanks for joining me today. We're going to head over to a well-established, wonderful crescent community here on Lake Keowee called The Summit. Let me tell you a little bit about the neighborhood as we drive through. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of these neighborhoods that are crescent, very nicely maintained, landscaped, a lot of trees, very, very beautiful neighborhood, the entryway coming in. A little bit about the neighborhood itself. It opened in basically the early 1990 time frame. It's just off Highway 123, and the great thing about this neighborhood here is it is so close into town. I mean, basically you're less than 1 mile to the grocery store. So if you're wanting to be close into town, these neighborhoods right here on Highway 130, whether it's you know, East Shores or the Summit, neighborhoods like that, they're right here on 130, and they're real close to get into town. Okay, so you know, location is phenomenal. Let's talk about how many lots there are in the neighborhood. We have 123 total lots in the neighborhood. Of those 123 total lots, we have 52 that are down on the water, and we have about 71 interior properties. Now, with the interior properties, there's availability for boat slips on those interior properties, so you can have access to the lake. So you know, if you can't afford to be on the water, pick up an interior lot and still be able to get out on the lake. Now, obviously with the Summit, with the age of the community, which is, you know, in the 1990s, just not much inventory as far as lots are for sale in here, just not much that come up for sale here in the neighborhood. So our inventory in the neighborhood like this is pretty limited, and especially with it being, you know, a smaller community, only about 120 so lots. And you know, if you compare it to like the largest crescent community on the lake, Waterside Crossing, about 285 lots, so it's a little bit less than half, or more than half smaller than like a Waterside Crossing. When you come into the neighborhood, got a couple, you can come in the neighborhood and turn left. I chose to turn right just to give you a feel for the neighborhood. You know, as all my videos here, it's hard to see houses from the road. It's almost impossible the way they're set back in the greenery. Then, you know, the trees that are in these neighborhoods, it's really just hard to see houses to begin with, especially this time of the year. But this just gives you a feel for the topography of the neighborhood, the road system, and you know, you can just tell by watching the video that this is going to be a real nice house and real nice neighborhood. And obviously, once I get out on the boat, out on the lake, you'll really be able to see the type of houses that that actually sit here on the water. Okay, now, like I said, slips are available for those interior lot owners, and also in this neighborhood, you have a pool, tennis, and clubhouse in here. So it's one of the few crescent neighborhoods on the lake that give you amenities in the neighborhood. So that's great. Got a nice little pool, tennis, and clubhouse complex, and I've got pictures there on the site of those for you to look at. Okay, so just a few streets that turn off the main road that runs through the Summit. So just a few streets that turn off left and right, but this just want to give you some kind of indication of the property that's for sale, the properties and the road system in the neighborhood. And you know, here's an example. Got a waterfront home here that we could just kind of take a good look at here. This is an all brick waterfront home. But you know, in the Summit, anything on the water is definitely going to be nice, based upon you know, just the neighborhood itself and the desirability of the neighborhood. Okay, got some great views looking out on that point lot there. So thanks for joining me today at the Summit. Like I said, location here with this one is phenomenal, real close into town, very desirable neighborhood, and a lot of, mostly pretty much built out in this neighborhood, except for some of the interior lots. Okay, most of the waterfront has been built on. So again, thanks for joining me today for a tour of the Summit.